guys, it's Ellen, and it's really sunny outside, and it's kind of fucking hurting my eyes right now. It's funny the fact that it's always fucking miserable when I want it to be sunny, but then when I'm trying to film a video where I would like more of a reasonable amount of lighting, it decides to all come and shine in my fucking face. Yay! How convenient. Thank you, Mother Nature. But anyway, ignoring the fact that I'm nearly blinded by sunlight right now, today I am going to be talking about 5 annoying things that people say to people with mental illnesses. Now, honestly, in my opinion, there is a lot more than 5. However, if I listed every single one of them, this video will probably be about 4 days long. Because honestly, people say a lot of annoying, damaging shit. Before I start this video up, I just want to say that a lot of the things that I'm going to state are not usually said in a negative way, and that generally people do mean well by saying these things. So if people say these things and it upsets you, do not attack them about it. Chances are that they are not actually being ignorant and are just completely unaware to the effect that your mental illness actually has on you. But instead, just attempt to explain yourself to them, and if they still continue to misunderstand you, then that's not what you deserve and you shouldn't have to deal with that. The first one that I'm going to be talking about is when people say, just get over it. It's really not that simple to just wake up one morning and get over it. If we could get over the things that tear us apart every single day, the memories which hurt to a point where we just want to vomit our feelings out everywhere, believe me, without a second's hesitation, we would. It's not always that simple to just get over something which has happened in the past, especially when it has deeply affected you and you have landed up with disorders such as PTSD and other trauma-related illnesses. A lot of our problem is the fact that we try so hard to forget these things, so in the end our mind doesn't like that and ends up bringing it all back 1,000 times more painful than it was before. Believe me, if we just had the simple choice to just forget about it, never cry over it again, never lose sleep over it again, never think about it again, we fucking would. And for most of us that have experienced trauma, it takes a very, very long time for us to actually start to open up to somebody about it and for us actually to get proper help. Number 2 on my list is when people say, just be happy. Thank you, random person. My mental illness has finally just disappeared because of that statement. Oh, how could I ever repay you? But no, seriously, most people say this one with 100% good intentions. However, it doesn't stop it from coming across any less condescending. Because seriously, if it was that easy for us just to forget about our problems and just be happy, completely happy without having all these horrible thoughts and horrible shit inside of our heads consume us, then we would. Because logically, who the fuck wants to wake up every single day to be reminded of the fact that you have to live with unbelievable emotional pain and that you are trapped unwillingly inside your own mental hell? Absolutely fucking nobody. Okay, understood. Of course, happiness can be found despite having mental illnesses. It is up for that person to decide if they are actually able to be happy. And telling somebody who is immensely suffering to just be happy actually just invalidates how unwell and unhappy they are feeling. Now, number 3, this one's probably the worst one possible to say to anyone that's suffering in any shape or form. You don't have real problems, you're just attention seeking. Saying this to literally anyone who is suffering is pretty much the most invalidating and emotionally damaging thing ever. Saying this literally prevents people from opening up to the people around them about their thoughts and their feelings, because people fear that they will just be passed off as attention seeking and literally just be automatically invalidated and misunderstood. Low-key laughing inside my head right now because I just said literally quite a few times. And because of grade A under A and Leafy is here, I can't really take the word literally seriously anymore. Literally, and literally. I don't know what I am most of the time, but just don't mind me. But anyway, enough of me impersonating random people on the internet. Thinking in this way about all people that have problems or any people that have problems is extremely toxic and damaging to all of the people out there that are suffering. So if you actually see people that are just simply reaching out to others as attention seeking and you spread that around, then you really need to try and alter your thought pattern and maybe educate yourself a little bit more, because the way that you are looking at people with problems ends up catching on and has what I'd like to call a domino effect. If you sit around calling people attention seekers, your friends are gonna listen to it and think, hey, people with problems are just attention seekers. And then their friends will be like, hey, people with problems are just attention seekers. And then it will just carry on like that in that toxic cycle, which just spreads more misinformation, misunderstanding and invalidation to people that actually have issues. Therefore, more people feel invalidated, alone, insecure and silent. People should be able to be honest with the people around them about how they're actually feeling and what they're going through without the risk of being dangerously misunderstood. This shit literally ruins people's friendships, their relationships and literally people's lives. Just stop. And not to mention the fact that people who so-called attention seek usually do that because they have been abused in their childhood and been neglected and not actually had the love that they needed as they were growing up. Therefore they seek what they did not receive when they were younger in unhealthy, unproductive ways. And that isn't their fucking fault. Just don't judge things that you don't understand. I just personally think the term attention seekers should just be abolished. People have issues, people have mental illnesses, people have disordered thoughts and disordered behaviour. And every single one of those things has all been impacted by different things and therefore everyone's mind works differently. Do you ever just try and explain yourself and it's just not working because you have so many things that you want to say in your head and it all just comes out in the wrong order? Yeah, because that just fucking happens. But I hope you guys got what I mean anyway. Number 4, this one's another really frustrating one. When people assume that just because they have the same illness as you, that they automatically understand all of your thought process and understand exactly and know everything about what is going on with you. They think that you breathe, feel and just fucking exist in the exact same way because you share a diagnosis. This one's extremely inaccurate because honestly, everybody has completely different reasons as to why they are unwell and why they became unwell. Everybody reacts to things in slightly different ways and everybody's mind is 100% unique. Yes, there may be similarities in our minds and the way that they work and we might have things in common with each other. However, that does not mean just because, say, you have a few things in common with one person, that doesn't automatically mean that your illnesses are identical and have identical reasonings, identical thoughts and things like that. Mental disorders affect different people in different ways and of course because of this people respond in different ways. Please, please, please do not automatically judge how somebody feels based on their diagnosis or based on something that you think you might know about. Everybody handles pain differently and it's important to be open-minded and remember that. Lastly, this one is one that's really commonly used, one that actually really fucking pisses me off. Like the other things annoy me, but this particular one is not meant in a positive way in any circumstances and is always used as a way to degrade somebody who has a mental illness. When people say things like, you are just fucking crazy, this is an awful, damaging thing to say to somebody who is unwell. I just don't understand how people could actually think that saying things like that is actually perfectly okay and within reason, because it's fucking not. It's wrong, inappropriate, just you're judging things which you just don't understand. If you've not been through something, it's common sense to know that you haven't been through it. And if you haven't been through it, then who the fuck are you to judge what somebody else is like due to going through it? Mental illnesses and personality disorders and things like that do not equal crazy, a psychopath. Some people have this ridiculously awful medieval outlook on mental health where they just see people who are unwell as animals because in their opinion that person isn't the same as them because they are diagnosed with an illness and they have issues. Here's a cool little fact that I'm about to drop. People with mental health problems are people. They are the same as you, but you need to understand that they are human beings who are intensely suffering and need support. People do not choose to be this way, but believe me when I say that life has a way of being a cunt. What I mean by that is it loves to fuck us all over and cause problems. But anyway, that is all. And honestly, I probably missed out 1,000 things that I wanted to say, like I do every single time I make a video on a slightly important topic. And then afterwards I'll be editing it and I'll be like, oh shit, I just missed out loads of things which I really wish I could have said. Either that or I word something terribly and I'm just playing my recording back and I'm just cringing at how badly I worded something, or whatever. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please, please, please do not let anybody treat you any less than you deserve to be. And I will tell you now that you deserve so much more than you think you do. Okay, goodbye, and thank you for watching my shitty videos. Goodbye. Mwah.